All right, folks, welcome to another White House press briefing with Kayleigh McEnany. You haven't had one in a few weeks. I think this is beginning of November, I believe. So, here we go. We have another one now today, so make sure that you guys please share the live stream on social media. A lot of Patriots, I don't think they got notified. So if you guys can share it on social media, that would be amazing. That's the best way to help out Golden State Times, by sharing the live stream. Thank you so much, folks, to all the Patriots who already been sharing the stream. Alright, folks, so if you guys share the live stream on Twitter, we'll give you a shout out as a thank you for your help and your support. Once again, this is a Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany press briefing from the White House. As you guys know, President Trump has been talking about the vaccine and stuff all day and all yesterday, as the first Americans took the vaccine yesterday, so they're going to be talking about that. They're going to be talking about the 2020 election. So let's see what Kayleigh has to say, but make sure you guys please share the live stream on social media. All right, folks, so give me a second. We're going to be switching over to the White House. Give me a second here, folks. We'll be switching over to the White House right now. Oh, right, there we go. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna fill up my slots bigger because I'm making this currently going down. Yeah.
All right, so the microphone is on, and we are ready to go. 1
But yeah, as you say, what's fine itself, I guess.
It's not veto again.
But yeah, so I'm a first nice one, so fine. So no better than that. So you got some questions lined up? She will answer.
Yeah, this. Oh, well, she's down that area.
All right, folks, so here we go. We are ready to go for Kayleigh McEnany. Make sure you guys share the live stream on social media. Thank you so much.
I wonder, probably to the Russian, the Biden will all think about this, but is there a danger that if everyone was protected, that you've got a huge crowd of people who have to hang around all day? I don't know if that's better or worse.
That's the Uber in a while.
Yeah.
Did it take a while to get pick you up? No, I mean, first time taking an Uber in a while, I was driving myself. And then the customer, and yeah, you sit back, right? But I thought this is really good idea. Are you taking Ubers? Yeah, a couple of times. Taking a long time to get it. Especially on the road, around the Cleveland, it took forever. There was surge pricing all the time.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, right. It's just not pretty
You gotta have the right day to get it in stores.
Yeah. Yeah. But in general, yeah, I mean, overall,
You look good.
When I get my head around, what it will look like, and all that. But if there are daily briefings, then I guess some sort of plan that is.
All right, folks, so I'm going to be giving shout-outs to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. So let me check real quick. We want to give a big shout-out to Zafiro Jones. Thanks so much, Zafiro Jones. Blue Star 1220. Carol Calloway. And it's Trump time. Thanks so much, Great Patriots, for sharing the stream. We also want to give a big shout-out to Art Patriot. And also H.K. Meehan. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream.
Well, what's up?
We would like to give a big thank you to Rick. Thanks so much, Rick. We also want to give a big Thank you to Dirty White Country Boy. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. Resignation Anon. Thanks so much for sharing the stream, Great Patriot. We also have, let's see here. Make sure you guys share the live stream on social media, folks. That's the best way to help out the channel.
Take care of it? No, she's come right back. Maybe see. Oh, man. Why they gotta make everything so hard? Then you go see her. Thank you.
And just to let everyone know, folks, thank you so much to all the Patriots with the Trump hats next to the name in the chat. All of those Patriots are what is running this live stream. This live stream is 100% ad-free, and it is powered by the people.
It's underneath that phone. I don't see.
No, it's good. Just in case.
Once again, folks, thank you so much to all the Patriots who are helping us through Super Chat and through membership. This live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. This live stream is powered by the people. So thank you so much to all the Patriots who help us through Super Chat, and also all the Patriots with the Trump hats next to their name in the chat. We want to give you a big shout out. Thank you so much for your help and your support. The best way to help out Golden State Times, it's 100% free. All you have to do is share the live stream on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Reddit, whatever social media you have. Share it and click that thumbs up button so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. That is it. Full stop. Thanks so much, folks.
Normally they use signs with the seat facing them, not the seat in front.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
No.
It's pretty high.
James,
What about those photos?
This is
I think we're still too high.
And I have a sign on both of these.
I don't care, I'm not in the center, but if I was in the center, I'd be.
It's a pretty cool place, right?
Yes.
Talk to Alex, he's the center.
So that's why no sign there. That one has oh, so it's just me.
It's just you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is above the
You know,
seat.
it reminds me.
I think AT stole. I blame John.
Try to remind me, and I will try to.
Yeah, well, they're trying to rebuild the
I think I still have paper.
It's totally
You know that like, I worked really hard, I ran a campaign, and what do I get? I get to laminate signs, put them up with tape.
You know you do what you're getting into.
I didn't know that I was signing up to be like a teen mom.
They're trying to also do the old downtown rehab.
Yeah, when this is all over, I'll give you guys orange lights.
It's in a park. On one side of the park, it's like, it looks like over the water. The other side, it's all like super neat. So, yeah, running around with the crowd boy.
Nobody set you on fire.
Wait, no code burn.
like a.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. If theorized that Trump is telling people. That must have pissed me. But if it's only 25th to 27th, they make that.
Oh, I heard 25th. Which would make sense.
It would in normal time, but I'm hearing he doesn't want to be COVID.
All right, folks, I want to give a big shout out to all the Patriots who are sharing the live stream. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much to Joy Solomon. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. Let's see here. Let me check if we have any more Patriots sharing the stream. Yes, we have Federa X Teddy. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. John Q Bravo. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Come on, folks. Give a quick share. It's 100% free. And you help out the channel immensely.
You look great. Your hair's a little messed up. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We want to give a big shout out here to...
I was gonna get a picture.
I'm trying to give shout outs here, folks.
Hey. You know what? You look great.
See, maybe it's coming up another way. Here we go. Chris B, thanks so much, Great
Just set your
Patriot.
camera up, just selfies, just you. Just those shots of you.
Exiting Surdom, I hope I said that right. Thanks so much, Great Patriot. John Doe
Fantasy loser.
and Jane Doe, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Voices of the Erased for sharing the live stream. Thank you so much. Delilah M. And we have Dale Douglas sharing the stream. We also have Kitty. The Truth Trolls. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. Debt Diagnosis. And we also have Jeanette. Thanks so much, Jeanette, sharing the stream. We have Husk. And we also have News Unit. Thanks so much, Great Patriot. Fallon and also Fight Back. Thanks so much, Great Patriot. We also have Digital Soldier 17. And Alan. We have Protect Kids First. And I think that's it for now. AR, thanks so much, Great Patriot. And we also have Aunt Cynthia. We have Ange, and we have Memes LLC. We also have Mr. DQ Little and Michael Price, Sergio, and also, let's see, who else do we have here? President-elect Be the Change. Thanks so much, Great Patriot, for sharing the stream. If you'd like to help out the channel, the best way to do it is by sharing the stream and clicking that thumbs up button so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. The best way to beat the YouTube algorithm is by clicking that thumbs up button, believe it or not. The YouTube algorithm can't do anything. Absolutely nothing. So if you guys click the thumbs up button, YouTube will show this live stream to more people. And there's nothing the algorithm can do about it, because that's the way it's written. So make sure you guys click it. Click it like if you have a grudge. Click that thumbs up button. Smack that thumbs up button. Destroy that thumbs up button. But also share the stream. It's the best way to help out the channel. As you guys can see, there is no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. This is an ad-free experience here at Golden State Times. We don't put any ads on our live streams. Our live streams are powered by the people. So thank you so much to all the Patriots who help us through Super Chat. And we want to give a huge shout out to all the Patriots with the Trump hats next to their name in the chat. Patriots, viewers just like you, help support the channel and sponsor it. We're not sponsored by huge corporations. We're not puppets of huge corporations. We are not controlled by huge corporations. We're controlled by the people, by our viewers, just like you. So thank you so much, Patriots, who help us through Super Chat and through membership.
Okay.
Thank you. Before I forget. Did you say there is one? What's that? Did you say there is one?
They will give us one.
Victor, you're on Fox. Yeah. You do have the Victor. I'll switch that over here. It is what it is, and I'm taking my shot here. Need to make sure I have a clear shot from you. Do you mind sitting here in this corner? Right there is fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Just pretend like it.
Wait, what?
This is our
Come
usual.
on,
I
Ed.
can't think of the last time I actually sang.
Hate to see you get thrown out before the game's over.
Can do the last one.
Maybe should be.
We'd like to give a big shout out to all the Patriots who are supporting us through Super Chat and through membership. You guys are supporting the free press. So thank you so much for your help and your support. Let's see if I can give some quick shout outs here. We have Amanda. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your support through Super Chat. Also, Erica. Thanks so much, Erica. We have Miss Neek. Thank you so much for your help and your support. Snazzy. Thank you so much, Snazzy. Snazzy Trinkets by Lisa Matthias. Thank you so much, Great Patriot. Mark Johnson. Thank you so much, Mark. And also, we want to give a big shout out and a welcome to Rose Ferrari. Thank you so much, Great Patriot, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. We also want to give a big thank you to Phyllis Smith, for your help and your support. Once again, this live stream is powered by the people. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. This live stream is 100% ad-free. We got a 2-minute warning, folks. 2-minute warning. Make sure you go get your coffees, your teas, your popcorn, your lunch or breakfast or wherever you're at. Make sure you go grab it now, because this is going to get good. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. If you're new, we encourage you to subscribe and click that bell. But also don't forget, if you just joined us, all we ask for is a quick thumbs up. So smash that thumbs up button. And also a quick share on social media. It doesn't matter what you have. If you're part of Facebook and Twitter and Gab and Reddit and Parler and all of those, then make sure you share it on there. You let Patriots know that we are live and we're here to cover this 100% with no interruption. No bobbleheads, as you guys can see, telling you what the press secretary is going to say. She can speak for herself. You don't need nobody to be telling you what to watch, what not to watch, what they're going to say, or what they did say. You can watch it for yourself raw here at Golden State Times. Raw.
That's it.
I'm wrong. You're the director? What's that?
That's not the first time that's happened.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but Jim Acosta is in the briefing room. Usually he's not in there anymore. There's usually a lady, I forgot what her name is, but today Jim Acosta is in the corner that you can barely see him. He's only like 5 feet tall, so you can't really see him while he's sitting on a chair either. He's like 4'9" or something like that, Jim Acosta. All right, folks, as we're waiting for the press secretary, we want to give a big thank you to all the patriots who are helping us through Super Chat and through membership. As I said, this live stream is powered by the people. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. All of our live streams are ad-free and are powered by our viewers, patriots from all over the world. So, before Kayleigh McEnany comes out, give a shout out to your city, to your state, or to the country where you're tuning in from. Shout out your state, your country, or your city in the chat. We want to know where you're tuning in from. So sound off in the chat. And make sure you guys share the live stream on social media and click that thumbs up button.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Yesterday, the United States witnessed a medical miracle. The first doses of a COVID vaccine were administered to frontline workers across the country. The president promised a safe and effective vaccine in record time, and President Trump delivered. Earlier this year, we heard from several news outlets and so-called fact checks that President Trump would need, quote, a miracle to be right. That was an NBC News article. We were told, according to Healthline, quote, a vaccine will still take more than a year to develop. USA Today warned us that, quote, despite medical researchers' progress, the vaccine, quote, was more than a year away. And National Geographic even told us that achieving a vaccine within, quote, a year to 18 months would be absolutely unprecedented, end quote. These reports deserve their own fact check. False. President Trump has not only been the optimist, hopeful to achieve a vaccine by year's end, he has also been a leader. Through Operation Warp Speed, President Trump, the businessman, and the president, as the innovator, has succeeded. President Trump directed military logistics experts at the Department of Defense to partner with health experts at Health and Human Services to ensure prompt delivery of vaccines and equipment. This includes the appointment of 4-star General Perna, who oversees the global supply chain and readiness for the United States Army, as Operation Warp Speed's chief operating officer. The Trump administration supported clinical trials by working to enroll participants through NIH-funded COVID protection networks and provided funding and technical support through the National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Disease and Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority. President Trump also directed industrial-scale manufacturing of vaccines to take place at its own risk before knowing whether these vaccines would be successful. It was a novel approach, indeed, to vaccine development led by President Trump. The results of these historic investments will benefit the American people and will mark the beginning of the end of the pandemic. As the first doses of the vaccine are delivered and administered, we urge all Americans to continue to wash your hands, socially distance, wear a mask when you are unable to do so. We also encourage those at the state level to improve the early and aggressive use of monoclonal antibody treatments, especially among vulnerable Americans. The Trump administration led the way, approving monoclonal antibody treatments for outpatient use, issuing 2 emergency use authorizations in November. Additionally, through HHS's Office of the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, monoclonal antibody patient courses have been allocated to all 50 states. Together, these steps can play a significant role changing the course of the virus. Thank you to President Trump, and with that, I will take questions. Ben.
Kayleigh, now that the Electoral College has voted, does the president acknowledge that Joe Biden is the president-elect? Does he have any plans to invite him here to the White House?
The president is still involved in ongoing litigation related to the election. Yesterday's vote was one step in the constitutional process, so I will leave that to him and refer you to the campaign for more on that litigation.
What is his reaction to Leader McConnell today congratulating Joe Biden and calling him the president-elect?
I haven't gotten the president's reaction to that yet, but the president, again, is pursuing ongoing litigation, would refer you to the campaign for further.
And what's the path forward, though, for litigation? If the votes have been certified, if the Electoral College has voted, there doesn't seem to be a legal recourse at this point.
The campaign would have more specifics for you on legal recourse, but yesterday was one step in the constitutional process leading up to the January 20th date in the Constitution. Steve.
Does the president plan to take the vaccine, and will he do it in a public way to inspire confidence among people?
So the president currently at this moment has said he is absolutely open to taking the vaccine. He's been emphatic about that to me privately and to you all publicly. But he did recently recover from COVID. He has the continued protective effects of the monoclonal antibody cocktail that I mentioned. And he will receive the vaccine as soon as his medical team determines it's best. But his priority is frontline workers, those in long-term care facilities, and he wants to make sure that the vulnerable get access first. Yes.
Wouldn't him taking the vaccine set an example for Americans to give them confidence? Dr. Fauci, as well as Montef Slaoui, both said today that they think President Trump should get the vaccine. If A, because for himself, but B, to set an example. Will he do that? Like, why not do it just to show Americans that it's safe?
Because he also wants to show Americans that our priority are the most vulnerable. There will be some senior administration officials taking it publicly to instill that confidence. It is very important. And the president, no, but you'll learn in the next few days who that is, who those individuals will be. But they will be taking it publicly to instill confidence. The president wants to send a parallel message, which is, our long-term care facility residents and our frontline workers are paramount in importance, and he wants to set an example in that regard. I absolutely would be open to taking the vaccine. As has been reported and as I shared with some of you yesterday, the White House, it will be a very limited group of people who have access to it initially. The president's tweet indicated that the White House should receive it at a later date to, again, prioritize the most vulnerable. But some career staff, national security staff, for the purposes of continuity of government, will have access, in addition to a very small group of senior administration officials for the purpose of instilling public confidence.
He has said that he thinks Americans will be able to take it if they want to take it. You're saying he's open to taking it. Is he going to encourage Americans to take it, or is he going to leave it up to Americans? Does he think Americans should get this shot?
Absolutely. Look, these are vaccines that he oversaw the development of. He has great confidence in. He wants to see all Americans get this vaccine, and he wants to see the most vulnerable among us get it first. But absolutely, he will be encouraging Americans to take this. Yeah. David.
Do you know specifically when the president will veto the National Defense Authorization Act, when he's going to send the paperwork over? And why would he veto that, given the fact it passed on veto-proof majorities in Congress?
So he still does plan to veto the NDAA. Don't have a timeline for you on that, but he does plan to veto it. He wants to make every effort to protect our military men and women, and will prioritize military funding in the big omnibus bill. But he also has other important priorities and I should say problems with the NDAA beyond just the absence of Section 230 repeal and beyond the inclusion of the Warren Amendment. One of the provisions of concern is provisions about troop withdrawal and deployment in Afghanistan, South Korea, and Germany. And so there are a number of provisions that he is.
Said it was weak on China, but no Republican really seems to agree with on that. Why does he think the bill is bad on China?
So by not including a Section 230 repeal, what you're in effect allowing is Twitter to continue to not censor Chinese propaganda. Recently, there was a tweet by the U.S., the Chinese Embassy in the United States, about the Xinjiang province and allowing all citizens to enjoy the same rights, including freedom of religion. That clearly is not the case, as the Uyghurs have been absolutely tortured in that province. There was another tweet that they allowed about the virus originating in Wuhan. They said it did not originate in Wuhan. That obviously is Chinese disinformation, and the president's priority is to ensure that that isn't permitted. Yes.
Did Leader McConnell give the president a heads up that he was going to talk about Biden on the floor today?
I'm not sure if he had any call with him prior to making that statement.
Is Secretary Mnuchin or Chief Meadows going to be involved in this bipartisan meeting that's happening on the Hill today at 4 o'clock about COVID relief?
I believe it's just congressional leaders meeting, but I'll get back to you if there is a White House presence there. But what I can tell you is that the White House has had a continuous presence in the stimulus talks leading on this for months, trying to get this phase 4 passed. And when I spoke with the chief about this again this morning, he noted that Nancy Pelosi has really been standing in the way of a deal going back prior to the election, when she was anti-stimulus checks, something the president has been vocal about wanting. And then after the election, according to her, quote, she can now support these checks because of a, quote, new president, were her words, which is appalling to think that politics was playing into COVID relief for the American people. And she stood against liability protection. This is protection for our small businesses so that they're not held liable for COVID incidences through no fault of their own. And she's really playing up to the trial lawyers and opposing liability protection, which should be something that's just mere common sense.
One other question about confirmations of Biden's cabinet picks. President Trump had the benefit of the Senate starting hearings and starting the process before he was inaugurated in January of 2017. Does the president oppose the Senate taking up Joe Biden's nominees before the inauguration?
I think that's a hypothetical, and he won't get ahead of that activity actually happening. But he has taken all statutory requirements necessary to either ensure a smooth transition or a continuation of power. Yes.
Thanks, Kayleigh. Given the success of Operation Warp Speed, why hasn't President Trump been more visible during this initial vaccine rollout? You have the vice president in Indiana today. Where's President Trump?
President Trump's been hard at work on COVID behind the scenes. Just because you don't see him at the podium every day doesn't mean that he's not aggressively pursuing actions on behalf of the American people. He's briefed on COVID regularly, and I'm here speaking with you guys. Others are out communicating this information. Yeah.
Could you comment on the Russian hackers breaching several federal agencies. How serious was this breach, and is the Trump administration considering retaliating?
Look, the U.S. government, we're aware of all of these reports. We're taking all necessary steps to identify and remedy any possible issues related to the situation. As one step in that process, CISA has issued an emergency directive on Sunday night for all federal civilian agencies to review their networks for indicators of compromise and disconnect or to power down SolarWinds Orion products immediately. So we are taking a hard look on this and obviously take any sort of cyber hacks very seriously.
And just one more question on Russia. Since Russian President Vladimir Putin has congratulated President-elect Joe Biden, any comment on that from the Russian president?
No comment on that. I'll leave it to the president to react to that.
Has he spoken to President Trump?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Let's see. David.
Does the president intend to run for election in 2024, and would you like to be part of that campaign?
I will leave that to the president, but he's still pursuing ongoing litigation at the moment for this election. Yes. Todd.
Thanks. President Trump supported the Texas lawsuit at the Supreme Court, and a lawsuit that President-elect Biden called an assault on democracy. How is it not anti-democratic to try to nullify 20 million votes?
I think pursuing legitimate litigation through the judicial system is in no way assaulting democracy. In fact, it's using Democrat institutions in the manner they are to be used to pursue legitimate claims with sworn affidavits and additional evidence. But I do think what is an assault on democracy are the 4 investigations into President Trump over Russia collusion that turned up nothing. I mean, Mueller alone, you had 19 lawyers, 40 FBI agents, 2,800 subpoenas, 500 search warrants, millions of taxpayer dollars, all to find no collusion. And the investigation into President Trump began far before he was even elected president of the United States. And his intel briefings in the transition period were even weaponized against him. An insurance policy from Peter Strzok was put in place against this president prior to him being elected. That is what is an assault on democracy. Blake.
Kayleigh, I want to ask you about COVID relief negotiations, but just to hone down on what was asked about the vaccine, yes or no, we should expect to see President Trump take a coronavirus vaccine before January 20th and do so on camera?
He will take it when health experts and his White House doctor ask him to do so and says it's the appropriate time. He is very open to taking this, but also wants to prioritize our frontline workers. Since you brought up the vaccine, before you get to your next question, one thing I do want to make clear is that there are 2.9 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine that have gone out. In 21 days, there will be an additional 2.9 million of those doses because, of course, the Pfizer vaccine is 2 doses. And there are going to be rolling updates and shipments of the vaccines. Of course, we've secured millions in advance. And this Friday, there will be 4 million Pfizer vaccines going out. We are hopeful that Moderna gets approved. The FDA said that the data looks good. We're waiting for that EUA. So hopefully there will be that EUA and then an additional 6 million Moderna doses out next week. So 10 million doses out next week. And I want to emphasize, just stepping back from a macro perspective, because it is so impressive what this president did, making these agreements in advance. And he secured not just tens of millions of doses, but in fact, hundreds of millions. There's the 100 million with Pfizer. There's 100 million with Moderna. We've secured another 100 million from Moderna. We're hopeful that we will get an additional 100 million from Pfizer. I think we will. And then Johnson & Johnson is nearing the end of its phase 3 clinical trial. That's another 100 million doses secured, with hundreds of millions doses more if needed. And then AstraZeneca, which is in phase 3 clinical trial, 300 million doses secured. So it's a really impressive achievement what this president has done. But what's your next question?
Negotiations. So there's this meeting this afternoon, the Big Four up on the Hill. We're told, by the way, that Secretary Mnuchin will be there. If the Big Four, if the Treasury Secretary are able to come to some sort of a deal, would President Trump sign off on it, or does he have specific asks specific red lines that have to be in any sort of deal?
I think we'll wait to see what that deal looks like. He's said that he would really like to see those stimulus checks in there, but his priority at the end of the day is getting relief to the American people. We're hopeful there will be some sort of agreement, but I would note that we've been the party that's been flexible. We've been the party that's said, hey, standalone PPP, that's funding for small businesses and funding for businesses generally to go to pay their employees. We've had a standalone bill that we supported there. We had a standalone unemployment insurance bill. So we've been the party that's been flexible in this.
Clear, if there is a deal that doesn't have direct payments, the president would support it or not?
I'm not going to say if that's a red line or not. I won't get ahead of the negotiations, but I'll just say that we are hopeful there is a deal there that the president can then look at and support. Yes, Catherine?
Does the White House have any comment on Priti Bailey, the security director who had his leg amputated due to COVID?
Yeah, our heart goes out to his family. They've asked for privacy, and he is recovering from what I understand. We're very pleased to see that, but he and his family will be in our prayers.
And has the president had a chance to speak with him?
I'm not sure if the president's had a private conversation with him, nor would I confirm any private conversation that he did have. Lily.
Thank you for doing this. Over the weekend, a statue of Mahatma Gandhi was desecrated by some protesters in downtown DC. This is for the second time this has happened. I would like to have your comments on that.
Yeah, it's terrible. No statue or memorial should be desecrated, and certainly not one like that of Gandhi, who really fought for the values that America represents of peace, justice, and freedom. So that desecration is appalling to see. It's appalling that it's happened more than once, and we believe the reputation of Mahatma Gandhi should be respected, especially here in America's capital.
Ask one more.
Sure.
Does the president believes that the democracy in the United States is under threat? And based on the streets, what are the electoral reforms he wants to push in this country?
What was the first part of your question? I couldn't.
Does the president believe that democracy in the United States is under threat?
That democracy is under threat. He believes that it certainly was under assault when it comes to the investigations into his administration, the Mueller probe, the unfortunate way that our FBI was mishandled by folks like Andy McCabe, by folks like Jim Comey, and weaponized in a political way against his candidacy and then against his presidency. Yes, Charlotte.
Thanks, Kayleigh. Is President Trump planning to take any action after seeing the forensic audit of the machines in Antrim County, Michigan?
I'd have to refer you to the campaign on anything regarding the election.
Just as far as the 2018 executive order on election interference, has he received a report yet? And when he does receive it, is any of that going to be available for the public to look at?
I am not aware of any report that he's received to that end. Yeah.
Chanel. Thank you, Kayleigh. Just want an update statement on Iran, especially in light of the just signed Israel-Morocco deal. Where does the White House see that Iran's standing in the Middle East now? Especially, what is the current assessment from the White House with regards to Iran's standing in the Middle East as you continue to sign Middle East deals? Are they going to strengthen? Is it weakening? What is the current White House assessment on Iran?
Yeah, as the region increasingly comes together through these peace deals, which Senior Advisor Jared Kushner, Avi Berkowitz, and others, National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien deserve a ton of credit for. It's remarkable. But as the region continues to come together, our maximum pressure campaign continues to be effective. Iran is increasingly isolated and weakened. And when President Trump came into office, you know that the region was in extreme turmoil. ISIS had a caliphate, and Iran's proxies were wreaking havoc. Since taking office, President Trump has worked to rebuild trust with our regional partners and identify their shared interests. And unlike the previous administration, which gave Iran piles of cash and a deal with a sunset provision that would have allowed them to get nuclear weapons, this president has isolated Iran. And he's done it through 4 peace deals, which is 4 more than his predecessor. But it's unfortunate that it doesn't give much coverage in the mainstream media. But I guess we shouldn't be surprised, because in the last 24, 48 hours, there have been quite a few stories that have not gotten a ton of coverage in the mainstream media. As former White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer said, Bias is often found in stories the press does not cover. And last week we found out that Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell was infiltrated by an alleged Chinese spy. This spy cozied up to Swalwell, raised funds for his 2014 campaign, and even planted an intern in his office. And that relationship continued until the FBI briefed him in 2015, and that was some very good reporting done by Axios. But after entangling with this spy for years, Swalwell hypocritically went on to be one of the lead instigators of the Russia collusion hoax and the impeachment sham. Swalwell wrote this on his congressional webpage: President Trump and his team are directly and indirectly tied to Russia. That was not true. He then said in September of 2020, the president has a compromised relationship with Russia. Untrue. April of 2019, he said President Trump certainly acts on Russia's behalf and acts like Russia's leader. Not true. January 2019, Eric Swalwell said it's pretty clear President Donald Trump is an agent of Russia. Not true. And Swalwell shamelessly claimed Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner had an eagerness and a willingness to work with the Russians during the 2016 election. Again, it was false. In 2019, he falsely claimed this yet again when inquired about collusion by a reporter. And these baseless attacks were false, yet covered breathlessly by the media. There was no coverage, however, of Swalwell being the one implicated with not Russia, but China. In fact, the New York Times website, as of this morning, had not one result for Eric Swalwell's ties to Chinese spies. Not one result. And when the Swalwell story broke, guess how many minutes of coverage it got on ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and CBS? 0. CNN devoted 3 minutes and 16 seconds to it. However, it was covered on Fox. Interesting pre-election and post-election coverage, too, on the Hunter Biden scandal, which was not covered at all by many outlets in the lead up to the election. In fact, on October 15th, you had a New York Times headline that said, Trump said to be warned that he was being given Russian disinformation over Hunter Biden. Now, December 10th, just a few months later, New York Times headline, investigation of Hunter Biden is likely to hang over Biden as he takes office. Washington Post on October 16th, the headline read, the truth behind the Hunter Biden non-scandal. Now you have the Washington Post headline that says this, Hunter Biden tax probe examining Chinese business deals. Politico, October 19th, Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinformation. That's a favorite. Dozens of former intel officials say, false yet again. December 2nd, now Politico reads, Justice Department's interest in Hunter Biden covered more than taxes. Really interesting turn of events, and good for those who covered what was a story all along and not Russia disinformation.
Isn't it hypocritical for you to accuse others of disinformation when you spread it every day?
All right, folks, so as you guys heard, Jim Acosta at the end. Talking crap at the end. It's just crazy what's happening. And that's Fox News 2.0. So Jim Acosta doesn't just, he's not just CNN. He's not representing CNN. He's representing CNN and Fox News. But let us know what you guys think. How did Kayleigh McEnany do, especially at the end? Making sure that some news stories that are not being covered by the fake news media are now going to be covered no matter what, because people want to know what's going on with Swalwell, what's going on with Hunter Biden. Now, they did a very good job. Now they're going to be forced to cover those two stories. She did very well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys share this video on social media, and if you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and to click that bell. We cover the White House, President Trump, politics, fairly and completely 24/7 here at Golden State Times 365. We do not have any reporters on camera, idiots, bobbleheads, airheads, none of that stuff here at Golden State Times. You don't need to be, listening to some idiot in front of a camera telling you, oh, the press secretary just said this, when you saw it for yourself. If you missed it, then we're uploading it onto the channel right now. So thank you so much for joining us here at Golden State Times. Make sure you subscribe and you click that bell, the place where you do not have any on-camera reporters telling you how to think, the place where There's no advertisements on our live streams and stuff like that. It is all powered by the people, and it's for the people, by the people. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you very soon. Peace. All right, folks. So if you guys missed the press secretary's Q&A with reporters, we're uploading it onto the channel right now. So just give me a few more minutes as it gets uploaded onto the channel. Thank you so much for being the best part of Golden State Times. We want to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the Patriots who helped us through Super Chat and through membership. Thank you so much for being the best part of Golden State Times, like I said. And we will see you guys very soon. So once again, if you missed it, we're uploading it onto the channel in just a few moments. All right, folks, so the video has been uploaded onto the channel. Let me know if you guys got notified. We just uploaded it like a second ago, so who knows if people got notified yet. But if you missed it, came in halfway or towards the end, we are up. I'm sorry, I can't even speak right now. We have uploaded it onto the channel, so I am going to put the link to that video in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the very top. In case you missed it, came in halfway or towards the end. All right, so the link to the video is pinned to the very top of the chat. I'll also put the link to it in the chat. If you guys missed it, came in halfway, towards the end, or anything like that, just click on that link and it'll take you directly to the video. Make sure you share it. Make sure you click the thumbs up button so you can help us fight the algorithm and get the video out there. Thank you so much for being the best part of Golden State Times. And it was a pretty good one. She totally put it out there. Now the fake news media has no choice but to cover the Swalwell scandal with the Chinese spy, and also all of the stuff that's going on with Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden getting probed. Hunter Biden getting investigated due to his taxes and other links, because they have been already looking into Burisma, but now they're going to connect Burisma and Hunter Biden, along with other Chinese firms and other scams that he's been doing all over the United States. So everything is all part of it. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to Hunter Biden soon? But we'll keep you guys updated on everything that's going on. Also, make sure you check out our website, goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com. Thank you so much, folks, and we'll see you very soon. Peace.